What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. It's time for a ranking video. This one has spoilers of Donkey Kong Bonanza, by the way, so if you don't want to see anything at this time, depending on when I upload this, yeah, you should leave. But we're going to be ranking all the Donkey Kong Bonanza boss fights. Also ignore some of the country ones because I couldn't find a tier list of Donkey Kong Bonanza's boss fights with the rematches you do, and I think they deserve a mention, so yeah, we're gonna rank every boss fight now. I will admit, some of these are simple with the Kong Bonanza transformations, but there's some I do like that have some creative, like, tone to them, so yeah. Still better than what Super Mario Bros. Wonder did. I still love the game, by the way. Anyway, let's go ahead and rank these boss fights. This is the one people want to see the most and not the worlds, okay? Because I kind of want to talk about the worlds more, but hey, I better do this, you know, get it out of the way. Alright, first boss we have in the game is Pika Bruiser. There's two forms of this, which we'll talk about the other form later. So this is the first major boss in the game, and I'm gonna be honest, some of these bosses do remind me of Splatoon in a way, honestly. Like, not saying in a bad way, it's just funny. But yeah, basically Pika Bruiser sends out his Pika pods, the little monster colorful things, to attack you, and basically you just go to Pika Bruiser, try to hit him as many times as you can, and make sure he doesn't heal up. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good beginner fight, so B tier. Alright, next up we have is Grumpy Kong. I love Grumpy Kong, by the way. I love the Voico group of characters. So yeah, Grumpy Kong builds this giant crocodile-like structure, and basically you have to break the terrain to hit him. You basically break the bottom, which is not hard, and then you gotta use your Kong Bonanza to break the next one, and so on and so forth. And then you're gonna try to attack Grumpy Kong while he swings his pickaxe. It's definitely simple, but I love the vibe with it, so I put it in A tier, honestly. Mad Mixer. This was a boss fight I've heard a lot about, and man, the song goes hard, honestly, but the fight itself is kind of simple. You just throw bombs at him while there's protection around him, while in the minecart go around circles. I like how it's a little creative with it, but yeah, I won't lie, it's a little simple, just spamming bombs. But I did not want to put this really low personally, so I don't know. I just kind of like the vibe with it, so A tier. We'll talk about the other version later. Alright, next up we have is Stop Them Clomber. I don't know how to say it. This one, basically, you attack its feet in different ways. Like, you have to sometimes use Kong Bonanza, sometimes you just throw something at him to hit them and hit the weak point. Also, these ads, fuck off. Yeah, pretty interesting fight. I don't know, it's just kind of, it's neat. I do think it has a nice little challenge, so A tier. Yeah, I'm really praising these boss fights, more or less how cool they are. So, yeah. Alright, next up we have is Poppy Kong. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I really didn't care for Poppy Kong when the game released. Like, I never talked about her much, but I will say later on in the game, which we'll talk about, she got a lot of character development and stuff, and I just really appreciate her. Her fight itself is, well, the first one, I should say, is kind of mid, honestly. Like, she's invisible, so you're not gonna know where she is. You just follow her footsteps in the snow, and you win. Yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, it's kind of mid, honestly, so C tier. We'll get to the other version, though, don't worry. Next up we have is Flamonite. Genius name, by the way. I didn't think this fight would be intense, but yeah, this one's really cool. It's a giant fireball rolling around trying to attack you, and you have to wait at the right timing until you know, covered in ice, and then you hit him. And then the weak point just runs away. You have to use a zebra transformation to chase it. Honestly, one of the more cooler fights in the game. Pun unintentional. Zebra transformation is really underutilized in my opinion. It kind of sucks you don't really use it much aside from necessary moments. Kind of sad because it's probably my favorite ability, and well, mine is the ostrich and snake for cheesing, but it's my favorite like cool vibe and the music alone. So yeah, just a nitpick. Alright, next up we have is Abracadabra. Okay, anyway, this is a big-ass plant that you fight at the bottom forest layer. Basically, it creates vines, and there's poison trailing around them, and you basically have to platform your way to the weak point while there's Brambos around. I really thought this boss fight was going to be so sick. I know I don't want to bring up transformations like the whole ostrich and snake, being the most broken way to cheese a boss fight, so I'm not really gonna mention them here. But yeah, you kind of can just do that, but I still like this fight without it, honestly. I tried to do these boss fights without cheesing, to be honest. Unless I was, like, really aggravated and just do it, but I really like this fight. I honestly give this an A tier, personally. Alright, it's time for Boy Kong, my favorite of the three, honestly. Basically, you're chasing him throughout different layers. He flies around in this ship, I guess? I don't know what it's called, really, but yeah, he flies around different... You meet him at the junction layer, and then he flies around to different locations. You just try to hit him while you hit the void, things that you destroy that's covering up stuff, and then you basically hit him, honestly, 3 times, basically. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put this in, like, B, honestly. Maybe the annoyance of, like, traveling through different layers, but don't worry, I'll wait till the end. Next up we have is Sinister Bluster Wing. Bluster Kong reference? I'll count it. Anyway, this is a giant bat that flies around, steals disc, by the way. You have to fight this boss fight technically 3 times. And I really, the first phase, you basically have to throw, like, terrain at the wings to make it so it's heavy, you can hit the weak point. I really like this fight. Well, okay, the first few are kind of just like, he flies away when you try to fight him, so I'm gonna put both these in, like, B, I guess. But then I'll put this one in, like, A, honestly. And also, like, use an outfit transformation to help, and the lightning. It actually adds a bit of difficulty and like, a cool, like, feeling to finishing a boss fight. You know what? Let's put this in S tier. Why not? That's actually, this final phase is like an S tier. I don't care. Alright, next up we have is Pika Bruiser. This is basically the same fight, but harder. I mean that in a good way, at least. He sends out these little versions of the Pika bots, and basically they'll try to heal it, so you better take it out before it regains health. It adds a little bit of challenge to it, so I'd give it an A tier. Alright, next up we have is Grumpy Kong. This is the rematch, basically. Basically, you can't destroy the terrain that she has. You have to go by light in order to destroy it. So it has a little bit of challenge to it. So, it's probably the same tier, but I'll still put it above. Actually, let's put it in S tier just for the challenge. I really was, like, struggling. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do in this fight? And I forgot. Alright, next up we have is Mad Mixer Remix. This is the same fight as Mad Mixer, but harder. Basically, well, not really that hard, but still. You get both bombs and sand, because you have poison you have to get rid of to make it easier to hit them. And, yeah, it's basically that fight. It's still mostly cheesable, but I still gotta give us an A tier just because of the vibe. It's mostly unique. Poppy Kong Rematch. This is basically better, honestly. I was, like, maybe more annoying, if anything, sometimes, but I kind of like the challenge. You have to use your snake slow motion to actually hit Poppy Kong, because it's a little trickier to do it, especially when there's not much terrain. It's going to be kind of hard to find there, but I have to give it a B tier, personally. I don't know. I kind of find it the least interesting of the Boy Kong fights, honestly, so, Boy group, I guess I should say. So yeah. Alright. Oh, my nose. Next up we have is Muckety Muck. This feels like something else Splatoon again. You have to throw sand at it to melt it and hit the weak point. And man, it definitely gives you a challenge, honestly. It's like, yeah, and the sounds alone, a little gross. But yeah, honestly, I was like really struggling with this fight. And honestly, it's probably not the most engaging fight, I guess, because it's mostly waves when he jumps around. But I don't know, probably like B tier, I guess? Yeah, B tier. Alright, next up is Void Kong Rematch again. Also, yeah, Void Kong again. It's basically way better than the first time you fight him. He has a lot more moves, and basically you have to... It's really intense, honestly, to platform your way to, like, the, technically speaking, almost final area of the game. S tier alone. Alright, almost at the part where everyone wants to talk about, but fortunately we have to fight Stop and Clobber again. Basically, more terrain, and he has lava this time, so yeah, probably just like, yeah, we throw it at the very end, because why not? Probably B tier, honestly. Alright, and now the one y'all been waiting for, King K. Rool. Oh my god, I'll admit I got hit with a spoiler on this one, but man, I'm glad I didn't see the ending of the fight or anything like that. Like, dude, this was so good. Like, I'll admit it's I'll admit I finally figured out a way to do this because I was struggling with both versions. Well, both versions, I should say. Well, but yeah, King K. Rool basically has a bunch of attacks you do. You basically have to keep punching him. He sends out balls of, like, I guess mud or whatever. Like, sort of like he does like a blunderbuss, like his blunderbuss in Donkey Country 2. And that music goes hard, dude. It's so good, honestly. And yeah, I can praise a lot about this first phase, but we'll get to that in a moment. You gotta really use your transformations to beat King K. Rool. You know what? I think it's only necessary, honestly. Yeah, I gotta put all these at least up here. Alright, so yeah, this one, yeah, King K. Rool tier, why not? And then, well, you're not done yet. I really thought that was the end of the game. I'm like, oh, King K. Rool just shows up and that's it. But no, he locks in, he does the fake credits, and you hear the Gangplank Galleon theme playing. Basically, King K. Rool chases you while Donkey Kong and Pauline are going to the surface, and basically you have to just hit King K. Rool several times and survive while you're going up. Honestly, I really love this. Like, dude, hearing the Gangplank Galleons and hearing a bit of Crocodile Caphony in there, oh, this was peak, honestly. It might be, like, not the most, I gotta say, I can't complain, man. I'm just glad they did it right instead of just like, oh yeah, he shows up at the end and nothing more. Alright, and now, the last boss fight in the game. K. Rool, King of Rock. This ad is killing me. Whatever, man. Yeah, this is peak, honestly. Like, I did not think Nintendo would do something like this to King K. Rool. Basically, his own Bonanza transformation. The fight is relatively similar. Trying to hit a rock back at him, or boulder at him, and stuff like that. Does have a lot more attacks, and definitely feels like a challenge, honestly. Like, this took me so many tries, honestly, to, like, figure out the patterns and figure out an easier way to do it, actually. But once you beat them, it feels super satisfying. And yeah, this goes up here. And yeah, that's all the bosses in Donkey Kong Bonanza ranked. Yeah, to be honest, I wouldn't really call any of these bad, per se, despite being mostly on the simple side, because a lot of them felt kind of more creative in a ways. So, yeah. But yeah, that's the bosses ranked. I'm kind of, yeah, Poppy Kong, I don't know. I just find it really interesting, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, these are the bosses ranked, so yeah. Alrighty, while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and rank the Bonanza transformations by best to worst, basically. So, yeah, just how much I use them. So, I think I'm going to put as my personal favorite. I was really debating on which one is my personal favorite. I'm just buying this by mostly usefulness. But, yeah, I have to go with my personal favorite, possibly being the elephants. Like, I don't know. Like, I know some people may think ostrich or snake are kind of the more OP ones, and I kind of didn't want to rank them based on cheese, just how utilizing them, honestly, how I felt using them without cheesing. And maybe you can argue ostrich is the best one for flying around, but elephant felt like a very unique ability, and I just love the theme, so yeah, I think this is probably my favorite transformation of all of them. So, yeah. But Ostrich gets a close second place, so there you go. I do think the Ostrich helps you fly around. I think the egg throwing is a kind of wonky, honestly, because sometimes I feel like, oh, I'm hitting the enemy below, but it doesn't work sometimes. But, yeah, I like the Ostrich. I think that's my only nitpick why I don't think it's my number one, honestly. And also just doing some puzzles with it, oh my god, it's miserable, to be honest. So, yeah. Alright, going with my third favorite, being the I was thinking either Zebra or Kong Bonanza, but I think I gotta put Kong Bonanza in the at least number 3, honestly. Like, I do really think that, like, it's the basic one. Like, the first one you lock, you punch a bunch of stuff hard. You basically punch terrain that you couldn't be able to punch, honestly. So yeah, but overall, it's still it's a good introduction to the Bonanza transformation, so yeah. Next up, I did not want to put this one so low on my list. This was the one transformation I was super excited to use, and it sucks that you barely utilize it, aside from certain moments you have to. Because the music, top tier. The design, top tier. I think design-wise, my favorite. Music-wise, my favorite. But man, it's just you don't use it often. You basically just travel around crumbling platforms, and there was just not a lot of it's just very underutilized. So number 4. And the last one being Snake. I know it might be unpopular opinion. I think Snake is the weakest one, even with the cheese, honestly. Even I'm not talking about the cheesing, basically. I just think Snake is kind of the weakest one, in my opinion. Slowing down time is fine, and I do like bouncing really high. Kind of a reference to Rattling the Snake, but I just really didn't. I just found the pacing kind of. I don't know. It just moves a little too slow without counting that rolling and stuff. So I don't know. Not really the biggest on it, honestly. And yeah, that's my take on the Bonanza transformations. So there you go. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time for another video. Later, folks. Zebra's got the dumpy though.